guys, it's Nikki T here, and I have a special guest here known as Lawford, aka Mental Kryptonite, here with me today. Thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate it, Nikki. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So I want to get started and ask you a little bit about yourself and your background.
All right, cool. My background, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights. I started playing many instruments as a little kid in church, and then I went to school, went to a lot of art schools. I moved around a lot, and then in my later years in life, I moved out to Los Angeles to pursue my dreams as a film editor.
Wow. Okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did you go to LA Film School?
Nah, I didn't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was in school for multimedia design at the time. My parents had moved to Florida, so I went to school in Florida at the time, and then I dropped out and moved out here to be like a film editor. But that wasn't necessarily working out, and music had always been in my bloodstream. So to make money, I just started playing more in churches, and then got picked up for tours, just doing a lot of shows locally around the city. And
so you were playing keys?
Yeah, playing piano. Sorry, yeah. So I was playing piano at the time, and just playing a lot. And then what happened is that a lot of people that I was playing for, singers and rappers, is like, man, you just have like a very unique ear, man. You should start producing. And my beginning producing stages was horrible. You know, like some of the beats
At least you're honest.
Yeah, horrible. You know what I mean? I'm grateful, like a lot of none of that music. Well, some of that music's online. You know what I mean? It's just a great way to tuck it.
But then you can hear how far.
It definitely helps me to just see like my ear. But you know, that's just kind of like a brief snippet of my story, my conception. So yeah, that's really it.
Wow, you guys. You could have been a filmmaker out here.
But it all comes full circle.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you still, like, when your visuals, are you, like, you take all that you've learned and you apply it to music? That's
a great question. That's a great interviewer's question.
Thank
you.
It came to me just now.
So...
I didn't know he was a filmmaker.
Yeah, so I think what happens now, my aesthetic visually has to be... Okay, I have to have very distinct, beautiful visuals, but also great music. It has to mesh one on one. And I feel like, you know, with just my art form, I want to present that. I'm grateful, you know, not only do I produce music for singers and songwriters, but I've scored music for films as well, you know, so...
It does go hand in hand.
Yeah, it comes hand in hand as being a film editor. You can see, like, you know, what the producer wants and the filmmaker wants. So that's a little bit of it. Yeah.
Seen both sides, you guys.
Yeah, definitely seen both sides. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I'm about to like call you out on that when I'm taking videos now.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna be like, is this the right angle?
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. I'm not saying I'm always learning. I think, and then also too, like you, I have great people around me. You know what I mean? Like I have amazing filmmakers, I have amazing singers, I make just people that just have a great eye, and that's important, you know. So there'll be stuff that I'll shoot and it'll be like low-key sus, but also but I think about it like this too, and I think this is where we live in this age now where everything is art, you know what I mean? So it's always the person's perspective. And I give this example to a lot of people that, you know, I communicate with, like the Mona Lisa looks good to a certain amount of people.
That's so true.
Right?
Everyone's gonna have
a different perspective. Like to you it may be beautiful, to me just not just my forte, but you know, that's just it. Like as long as you're being your purest self, that's really it. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, well that leads me to my next question.
Okay, cool.
So I know you're from New York.
Yeah.
Does that have a lot of inspiration for your musical background?
Wow, great question. That's gonna be the last.
You have no hope for me as an interviewer.
I know.
I'm like, damn, I've gone nowhere. It's literally 2 questions.
No, that's a good question. Yeah, it has. New York is a very theatrical environment, right? Of course, New York is like kind of like the birth of hip hop. You know, I grew up listening to a lot of Mobb Deep, a lot of just old school Biggie. You know what I mean? A lot of that. So of course, it helped me to frame my mentality. But on a second way too is like New York is theatrical, Broadway. You know what I mean? Like.
Did you grow up going to shows though?
Not well, kinda. You know what I mean? I went to a lot of like choir stuff, and I sang in a choir. So yeah, it just everything to me was just theatrical. Like, wow, we just gotta present a great show. It has to be music has to be extravagant.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, so that's it. So
did you grow up going to concerts too, or no?
Man, that's a good question. So I grew up kind of like, because you're like, I never really did. All right, I'm gonna stop saying
no, actually, I like it. It's real. It's real. He's not faking it.
Yeah, I'm not faking it. Did I grow up? Not really. You know what I mean? I grew up heavily in church, just to be honest, and by church front, just built like that foundation for, you know what I mean, as musically, because church always has a lot of music. The shows that we went to were just more choir shows and like band shows and things of that nature. So yeah, that's it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like so those acoustics carry into your music.
Yeah. For sure.
Wow,
for sure,
I love that.
Yeah.
So he's a producer. He's well, are you a song? I guess you are a songwriter.
Yeah, I'm a songwriter.
Producer, songwriter, musician, and artist.
Yeah.
Can you talk about kind of like how you balance each side? And
wow.
Good question.
No, you said it. I didn't say it. Balancing. I'll say this. The biggest thing I'm learning to balance now is the music marketing side of it, right? I think of everything else as just art. You know what I mean? Being a producer, being a songwriter, being an artist, being a musician. That's just art to me. That's my fullest being. You know, I express that in every sense. But the other side of that is, you know, marketing the music, making people know the music, networking with people. I think that's what I'm learning more now. Building that audience, building not even audience, not necessarily fans, but building people that really resonate with your sound. So I think of that, what you just talked about, as just one thing. That's who I am as an artist. But the second side of it is now as me as like not manager, but just as a promoting my music, get my music out there, things of that nature. I hope that answers your question.
You're like, that's what I want to work on, not who I am. I feel like you're every day you are your artist. You show up to yourself. So it's not really a balance like it is you.
Yeah, I just who I am. That's what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's who I am. You know what I mean? So balancing that, you know, and I guess I can be more specific and answer your question. Like, balancing the three, I just don't see it as work, but where where it hits is, you know, as an artist, I know that, okay, this is what they say. As an artist, I know that if I'm making music or I'm playing music, this sounds good with me, and I want to share it with somebody. And if somebody else resonates with them, that can be the songwriting part. Like, I can help you songwrite, and then I can help it to be your production part. Right. But first, the sound has to sound like resonate with me first, and then I could be able to present it to somebody else. So I think balancing it is like learning to balance myself and say like, yo, does this really resonate with me? I'm not gonna fake the way I produce. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, yo, I gotta make this beat for this cat. I'm gonna be like, yo, this is the type of beat I like. Do you resonate with it? If you don't resonate with it, maybe it's not for you. Yeah. Yo, so I guess I hope that answers
That's interesting. So that's a big call out right there, because there's a lot of people that don't like the genre or the stuff that they're doing because they'd rather have the coin for it. Yeah. Or they just want the credits kind of thing. Right. But I like the fact that you're like, I stay true to my art and I don't put out stuff that I don't want out.
Yeah. And then also I know the business sides of it as well, but I just know that I don't jeopardize that as well. You know, does that make sense? So like, if I know that certain music, like certain hip hop or certain trap music is out, I know how to make that, but it's gonna be my style. You know what I mean? Or it's just gonna be something that I'm influence wise. But I'm not gonna be a copy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure it resonates with me first. If it doesn't resonate with me, then I'm not gonna put it out. It just makes no sense. 100%. You know? Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Cool.
So my next question is, I know you've played a lot of piano for many gigs. Yeah. What was your favorite or coolest gig that you've played so far?
That's a good one. Damn.
Celebrity over here.
Nah, yo, I feel like, you know what I mean? I think the biggest one that really hit me the hardest, it's like my first major show. I think the first major show was with Tay Walker. Tay Walker was a pianist for the internet. This is like in 2012, 2013. And he became a solo artist. And then I was presented by his MD at the time to say, hey, I want you to come on board. And that was gonna be like my first ever like major performance at a big, at a big showcase or not, or just a big theater or whatever.
Do you remember what venue it was?
Man, I don't know if it's the Echo or it's.
It was in LA.
Yeah, it was in LA. Yeah. I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. It's the El Rey. The El Rey.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So we did the El Rey. We were opening up. Wow. So we were opening up for the internet. Tyler the Creator came out.
No way.
Yeah, it was just amazing.
Oh wow.
This is internet's first album.
Yeah.
So it was Ego Death, and so we like that was amazing, and then it like hit me. So that was probably my favorite show because it was like my first major this
it's
is
like the jitters.
Yeah,
Did you get the jitters?
Yeah,
or do you not get jitters?
To be honest. And this is not a humble statement, but this is the truth though. This is not a cocky saying. Sorry, this is the truth though. I feel I was made to do this. Like from my concept, like I was made to do.
Yeah. So it just makes sense. When
it just makes sense. Yeah. Like do I get nervous? Yeah, but then it quickly like yo, you were just built to do this.
Right.
This is what you're gonna do, and yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So that was my favorite shirt, the El Rey. This is like early 2013, 2014. We did that show with the internet and it was beautiful. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
Heard it first, guys.
yeah, crazy.
Oh my gosh, what's been your least favorite show?
Least favorite? Don't do that to me, man.
He names like all the biggest artists.
Wow.
Do you want to skip the question?
Nah, I think at least I'll say this.
And why? We'll say and why.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the artist, but I'll say this. I'll say the least favorite is when a performance. This is it's like an open mic, and it was a smaller situation, and the performer was a diva, where they were just not. They just wanted things a certain way, and it was never in tune, and. Music has to be super fluid because it's a language, right? Mm-hmm. And if it's more of a showcase of just pride, then it's just not favorite. Like you feel like the music is forced. So
it's not fun.
So there's been a lot of that, and there's many artists, and it's a learning experience for me. But I've just learned just to push through. Yeah. So I can answer the question that way.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, so least favorite, that's why. So what do you have in the works right now, and what should we be looking out for?
All right, yeah, so in the works, I have a lot of unreleased music, but what I'm gonna be working on, I'm about to head over to London, in a couple of days, and my goal for going over to London is to work in a different scene, a different area that's heavily focused on instrumental, heavily focused on dance music, making people want to move. So what you guys should be looking for is a lot more amazing visuals with me playing the piano by myself in abstract areas. That's going to be coming up in 2023, but also just different types of genres of music. It may be EDM, it may be heavy house, it may be a lot of R&B.
There will be since you're going to Europe.
The
house is huge.
Yeah, it's huge over there. So huge. I'm gonna, doing a lot of that, but having amazing visuals of that. So I have a lot of music, but just now getting it condensed to put out another artist form or package for the world to hear. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's exciting. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Okay.
What has been the hardest part about the music industry?
Wow. One of the hardest part is the gatekeepers.
That's a good one.
The gatekeepers. And why I say the gatekeepers is, as you guys may know, the music industry is run by a few amount of people, a few amount of organizations, and a lot of amazing artists that are independent like you and I and just many other people are not able to portray their art to the world like they should. And we know we have to pay our dues, we know we have to put out a lot of music, but I feel like the hardest thing is talking to a huge producer or artist and say, hey, I know my music will resonate with you, do you mind listening to it? And they're like, they just give you that fake eye, yeah, That's one of the lack of genuineness, the gatekeepers.
It's true.
That's
terrible.
It's terrible.
You run into it a lot.
All the time, you know. And I feel like with me, I'm held accountable. Like when I meet somebody, I'm like, yeah, I'll listen to your stuff. If I don't resonate it, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
But at least I could listen to it, you know. So that's one of the hardest parts. Like,
hopefully he listens to Nikki T.
Hell yeah! Come on, Nikki. Come on.
He's like, I don't resonate with you.
Yo, she's tripping. You know what I mean? But it's like, you just gotta be honest with it, you know. And the more honest music you put out and genuine, you know what I mean, it's gonna penetrate. You know what I mean? Like some of the artists I just watched one of your videos singing Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah.
Come on, like, you know what I mean? Stevie Wonder standing the test of time. You know what I mean? Like, I do research on YouTube. Come on, yo. But what I'm saying is like that's genuine music, you know? Yo, so you were saying, isn't she lovely?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that stands the test of time. Like, that is genuine. So, you know what I mean? That's one of the toughest things, like, when you see, like, this pretentious mentality. You know what I mean? And music is so beautiful. Why do we have to like?
Tough. Yeah.
Why do we have to make it so tough? So that's one thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I love when artists sing about like peace and having meaning behind their music because it's just so strong and powerful for the world.
Yeah.
It's like that you remember why you do it.
Right.
Because sometimes it's so tough.
Yeah.
And you're like, why?
Yeah. Right.
Then it brings you back after you're in it. You're like, okay, this is why.
True.
You know?
True.
So I want to know a little bit more. Like, what is your creating process like?
Wow.
So he works out of our studio, BT Dubs.
Yeah. You
so
do.
have to shout out the Perp Studio.
The Perp Studio. Man, they've been.
He's like, I walked up to the Perp Studio, and then.
Yo, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. The Perp Stew has a lot of bloodshed, tears, sweat, bloodshed, tears, all of that. Yeah, and not really bloodshed because we don't do that here, but but it's peaceful. Yeah, we keep it peaceful, but a lot of just, you know, tough, but also growth moments. My creative process, to be honest, I like to work alone. You know what I mean? Especially when it's something that resonates with me. But I've branched outside of that and worked with collectives like you, like, you know, Anderson, like just many different people that have come through. I'm learning with working with people that I don't have to pretend to be around them. I just gotta put it out. If I don't feel it, I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But the creative process now is just me building, you know, relationships and just seeing what I can add, you know, like some ingredients to this whole studio, you know what I mean, or the stew, or what do you call it, you know what I mean? Just
carry the beat.
Yeah, just carry the beat. Oh no, this is an ongoing joke. I knew this would come up.
I can't.
We gotta cut the interview now. I'm done.
I don't even know if you want to describe that.
No, I don't want to talk about that. We're not even going to talk about it. We'll leave that for later. We'll leave that for later.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. But for real though, you know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? That's my creative process. Like, you know, just having many people. And think what I will talk about that night, but not that particular moment. We'll talk about that night. I think this is just kudos to you and your artistry. What I observed that night is that a lot of the sounds that you were hearing in your head, and you were just singing them out. And that's important, especially with producing, because if you get that out, that's a great way to influence other people, or is getting that sound out. And especially with that song, you were like, yo, let's just do this, sing this. And that helped out a lot, because we might be in like a creative block, and you come through and you be like, yo, just sing, you know, just try that.
Yeah.
And as a creator, we should always be open to, you know, listening to just other creatives add something, you know, so.
That's true.
Yeah, that's my creative, or that's the way I create.
He's like, I like to create alone.
Yeah,
Emphasis on alone.
Yeah, alone. But I'm learning more to work, you know.
Collaboration.
You collaborate a lot more. Yeah.
If you were to ever collaborate with someone, who would be your favorite? Or
man, my favorite. Sheesh, that's a good. Yeah, there's a lot. That's a lot.
Good question.
That's another good question. That's a lot, man. I think we gotta come back to that, because it varies. Because I listen to we circle back. There's just so many people I listen to.
Oh, okay. So let me restate. Yeah. What are your favorite artists, and what inspires you about them?
Favorite. Wow.
Some of your favorites.
Some of my favorites.
We'll do 3.
Okay, all right. 3. My top 3 that I listen to a lot is D'Angelo. I listen to a lot of. They out of the UK. That's crazy. Disclosure.
Oh, I actually love Disclosure.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of Disclosure. Like, D'Angelo, Disclosure. Reason why Disclosure, they grab drums from different parts of the world, you know, and they have dance, they have hip hop.
They do.
They're just powerful. I'm gonna meet them one day. I have to. Like they just are great. And then what's another one that like resonates for me? Oof, the third one. Flowetry. Flowetry's back in the day. Yeah. So Flowetry, yeah, they just the writing form between the poet and the songstress was just so good, and it was just something new to the scene. So off the top, it was like the first 3 that come up to me. Yeah,
those are great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one last final question for you.
Cool.
As an artist, I'm a big dreamer. I'm like a true believer in following my passion and others around me to like support and shoot for the stars. So my question to you is, what is your dream? Wow.
It's vulnerable, a big question. And I can share this with you.
It could be like as an artist, as a person. It could be like as a filmmaker.
Yeah. I'll tell you. No, yeah. I think, and this is, I've put this somewhere. I can't really tell, but my biggest dream is to be the most sampled producer.
Ooh, right? That's a good one.
Yeah, like, you know, because the reason why I believe that influences the culture. You know what I mean? So I want my music. I don't really sample, but a lot of my music is just straight from my core, and I want to build a catalog that will be one of the most sampled catalogs for the present and for the future. That's one of my biggest dreams. Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah. I actually haven't heard that one yet before, so that's a good answer.
Yeah, that's really I hold myself to that.
That's it. Yeah. Well, you heard it first.
I'm grateful for this interview.
I know.
That's dope.
Oh my gosh. Hopefully the next time you be seeing him, you'll be sampling his stuff.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Nikki.
It was so great learning about you.
Oh man.
Next time, okay, comment below if you guys want to see Lawford interview me.
I'm for sure gonna interview her.
I'm scared to know what the questions would be.
Yo, for real. Nah, for real. Cool, man. Thank you, Nikki. Like, you didn't have to do this. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys so much, and see you on the next episode.
Peace. Wow. Yeah, man.
You gotta start somewhere.
Just don't ask me, like, controversial questions.
I'm not gonna say anything. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so artists, I guess you could say, I started off as a pianist.
Wait, okay, hold on, wait. We have to start it first.
Oh, okay. I know that, but I'm just giving you a backstory, so like you don't look like a cold turkey while you interviewing me.
No, I kind of know your story, but I just want to make sure that also.
I bet. Cool, yeah. Because I would be like,
stalking you.
I'm like,
I was researching.
Yeah, I'm like, this is whack, guy, for sure. I wasn't even like, but it's good. It's good to have an interview when you're not fully prepared. It's cool. It's great because that means that the more honesty will come out now.
Yeah. I want to hear the full. That's why I was like, don't tell me, because I want to know like the whole story, like naturally. Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let me mirror you real quick.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
What's up, Nikki? I'm interviewing you today.
Oh my God! Stop. Hi.
What's your name?
That would be fun. We should do that. I'll switch you one day.
Yeah.